At Sisk, we continue to invest in our female workforce and have an ever-increasing team of women working in a large variety of roles across all our territories. Here are some of our colleagues discussing how Sisk have supported them in their journey with us so far.
I moved here from the Caribbean about 18 months ago. I actually started my MBA the day before I was offered the job at Sisk. And so when I took the interview the day after enrolling in my MBA, I had to disclose, okay, well, I just started an MBA, it's in this time zone, and I'm being asked to move halfway across the world, quite literally. And Sisk was brilliant in supporting that. From colleagues to line managers, MDs, all the way up. Everyone is like, oh, you're studying, you're working, how's that going? How are your papers, how are your presentations? I had colleagues on site actually giving me information for projects that I was working on. My MBA ended up being a very global sort of degree because I had that perspective from being in Ireland, working in Ireland, as well as it being based in the Caribbean.
So when I returned from maternity leave, I found it quite a difficult adjustment. I was studying for my CIP level 5 in people management that Sisk kindly funded. I was dealing with some personal issues at the time that was affecting my mental health, and obviously navigating and unpicking the journey of motherhood. The support from both my line manager and director was amazing. Their time, commitment and care that they showed me allowed me to have a manageable workload, continue with my studies whilst also taking care of myself. I have since completed my qualification and I have been promoted since then. It does really show the true value of care. I will forever be grateful to those who came to me in my times of need to help me through on this journey. To some, they can be seen as work colleagues, but to me, they are my work family.
I'm really thankful to Sisk for their support. My mum has vascular dementia and she's had it since 2016. My dad had a diagnosis for pulmonary fibrosis before that. So my life is generally a vast array of medical appointments. So it's the ability to be able to attend those appointments and nobody questions you. I make up the time, but there isn't the expectation to do that. It's just knowing that you've got a tacit support because it's not set in stone and it is at the discretion of your manager, but nobody queries it and you don't feel you've got the additional stress of people asking you questions. Where have you been? Why were you there? It just makes life so much easier. You are in a culture of a family company and you do feel that you're given the allowances that you would give to a family member. You know that the company's there for you if you're struggling, but you also know that they're not going to stifle you by saying, what happened? How did it go? Yes, we'd have that conversation, but it's not like an interrogation of where you've been, what you've been doing.
The support being given from an employer on the birth of my first child during lockdown and then on the return to work, which was 6 months later, was superb. Sisk really were there to help that transition, to make it as easy as possible, trying to balance childcare with coming back to a full-time position. I always felt supported. Having no immediate family around, everybody sort of understands that actually there is no backup plan to go and pick up children. For example, if something happens, you need to take a phone call, it's me or it's my husband will have to go, and that's just it. On the few occasions that has happened, I have never had any sort of negative connotations. It's a go do that and then come back and finish the work later. Flexible working isn't just a policy here, that actually we understand that the work can get done and we can still have, that work-life balance.
We're focused on offering support to our female colleagues, no matter the challenges in life. From childcare to studying, care of relatives to support during the menopause. If you're interested in being part of Sisk, scan the QR code or visit www.johnsiskandson.com and check out the vacancies page.